I know for many of you it's not possible to work in person, so what I've done is I've created Catching IQ online. To be a part of Catching IQ online, it'll just be a $20 per month fee, and that'll get you access to every single video that's on the platform. You can request that I make certain videos, or if you have certain questions on certain things in the catching world, I'd be happy to create a video and put it on the platform there. Thanks again for being a part of the YouTube channel, and I hope to see you on the new platform, Catching IQ online. Thanks for watching. One of the big issues when throwing down to third base is that the right-handed batter is going to be in our way to make our throw. So we need to be able to navigate around the hitter and create a throwing lane to third base. One of the best ways to teach young catchers to throw to third base and get around the hitter is to actually have either someone stand in as a hitter, a fake hitter, or just a tee here will work just fine, to give them something to work around and give them an object so that they know how to create space off of that object. So the basic footwork here from the secondary stance is going to be right, left, behind the hitter into a good throwing position, creating a lane so that we don't hit the hitter or their bat. A couple common mistakes that we see with some of our catchers is that they don't create enough space behind the hitter. What will happen is that they don't take a step behind, they actually take a step forward with their footwork, and it doesn't create enough space between them and the hitter. So what that looks like is from the secondary stance, their right left ends up going more towards third base, and we don't actually create any distance from us and the hitter. So what we want to see is actually more of a step behind. I can create some distance and have a throwing lane to third base. Now, as we're doing that step behind, that actually creates another problem that you see a lot of times, is that catchers get too tall and they end up losing balance going backwards. So what that looks like here is from the secondary stance, we get up too tall and then we end up losing balance going backwards in our steps. And when we do that, we're going to be in a poor position to make a good throw. So what we want to do to avoid being off balance is we want to have our hips lead us into our throw. So what that looks like here is from my secondary stance, I'm going to shift my hips on the catch. So I'm going to catch and shift my hips. Catch and shift my hips. Now when I shift my hips, I want to keep my hips leading me. Shift my hips, keep my hips behind me. And then I end up in a good balanced position right here. If my hips and my butt are not leaning back, then I'm going to end up falling backwards. That's a really important thing for catchers to be able to do, is get into a good balanced position when they're throwing the ball to third. So that's our basic footwork to third base. So now if I have a lefty hitter up and I'm thrown to third base, this is a really easy throw, and we should just say thank you to the runner that we get to make this throw. There's absolutely nothing in our way, and oftentimes all that we need to do is just a quick step and make our throw down to third. So we really won't spend too much time with a left-handed hitter throwing to third. That's a really easy throw. It's pretty much just a catch, right, left, make your throw. Don't have to create any distance or create any throwing lane. It's already there for you. Okay, so I'm going to put the tee back over here in the righty's batter's box. We're going to kind of talk about some of the advanced footwork that we want to do for this drill. So our advanced footwork, we're going to talk about pitches that are way off to our throwing hand side. Most any pitch that's close to the zone or towards our gloved hand side, it's really easy to take a step behind the hitter and get into our throwing lane. But now if I get a pitch all the way over here, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to try to get a big step back behind the hitter to make my throw. So what I want to do is I want to create a throwing lane on the front side of the hitter. Now this doesn't happen too often, but this is a great advanced technique to practice so that you're ready for it.